Okay, I'm back at the bench. As you can see, I have roughed out my piece. We got kind of basically a square, 1.5 inch more or less. And I'm going to go ahead and clamp it down and then just give a brief demonstration of how I come in with the axe. So it's nice having a bench with which to clamp everything. It's just, it makes life so much better. And it's not even done yet. There are more holding possibilities here. So the main thing of the bench is not only to hold your workpiece, but to be able to clamp your workpiece down. And so you can work on a stable base with hand tools. You can use one of those Black & Decker Workmates. Those are actually pretty awesome, and they're actually very versatile if you're just need something quick and relatively inexpensive. I think they're like $50 new. Anyways, so it's good to have this piece not moving so we can go ahead and work comfortably. So basically I'm just taking my axe, coming in on these corners, and just working it, you know, and just kind of just working those edges, rounding it over. Not trying to take too much off up towards the top, just kind of enough. And what you're going to do is you're going to kind of get this sort of crescent moon swale going on. It won't take long before that starts to show up. And then you just keep going, and you work. You know, you kind of just keep going a little bit each time. And again, this shaving horse is to imitate what the pioneers used. And it's definitely a confidence builder building this guy. And one thing I will say is that my first leg took a long time. But once I got my axe together and just went with the bandsaw and was really sort of focusing on what I was doing rather than just kind of hanging out with an axe, you know, trying to be efficient rather, things went a lot faster and a lot smoother, you know. So just keep going. Just kind of getting in there, whittling away. If you do have a bandsaw and you find yourself, you know, going off track into the cut, immediately stop. You can usually correct that with your finished work, but you don't want to dig into the piece if you can avoid it. Just because A, it's not good for it, and B, it doesn't look so good. And so you can run this axe along the whole profile. Alternatively, if you're caring about the profile, you can take your hand plane and round that out. I'm going to do that, I think, to all the pieces, so at least break the edge. So if it's visually soft, if you break an edge and it's visually soft, it makes the piece just feel more comfortable. You want to go touch it rather than feeling like it's going to stick you. So I could come in with this piece here, but as you can see, it's kind of like, it gets a little rough, and this is really not the tool for that. So just kind of come back. And before you know it, you're going to have something that resembles a circle or oval or whatever. And then, you know, you kind of test fit. I like to just kind of go around all four sides. And, or all four faces. Because you get a different angle, a work angle on the piece. One thing that's nice about this project, if you do whittle down too much here at the top, because we've cut these rather long, when we go to square up the legs so that everything's sitting well, you can just reduce the you can just bash it in a little bit further, so you're back up to where it's tight in the hole at the top, hopefully. And then when we go ahead and level things out, it'll compensate for the lack of similarity in height. Getting a little bit of tear out there. It's been kind of unusual on this. It's the first piece where I'm having tear out, but it happens. It's going to be hidden. And again, with woodworking, you can usually fix things at most points in the job if there's a screw up. Roy Underhill in his book says, just keep wedging it until it's tight. If memory serves correctly. So we just keep kind of going, and then we'll test fit and see how happy it is. In fact, I'll do that. I'll demonstrate that really quick and just give you an idea of the process. It's all a process. Typically, the first time you do it, it's going to take longer than the last time. All right, so I'm not even really getting much in the hole here. It needs to be a little more cylindrical. It's mostly, don't go too crazy. Take a little off, check a little more, and once again. All right, so once I get back, once I get this thing fitted in pretty good, I'll show all of the pieces rather test fitted, and then we'll go ahead and give them their final profiles before we set them and do a glue up. Okay, thanks.